From the outset, Donald Trump, as President of the United States, saying, let me look at one China policy. How does it work for America? Is this in our best interests? For a lot of the things that he's done that seem spontaneous and not well thought through, there is a good intellectual construct there to question the policy. Let's see if it works for America. This is not high on the list of reckless things he's done yet.
Well, I think I differ. I wouldn't call it reckless, but I think it's dangerous. Maybe that's a different word. The one China policy is our fundamental relationship with China. It's the deal Richard Nixon and Henry Kissinger cut to engage with China. That one China policy goes away, and they've said they have grave concern about what he said, and we don't have the ability to do other things that I think we should do. I think he was right to talk to the leader of Taiwan. He can talk to any leader he wants to. I think he's right to raise the theft of intellectual property and the issue about China's currency. And I think he's right to talk about China's provocations in the South China Sea, but that conversation won't happen if the one China policy doesn't remain. And I'm really concerned that our ability to contain North Korea, if it's possible, won't happen if China's not more or less on the same team.
Here's how John McCain put it yesterday when that exact question was posed to him by Jake Tapper. Let's listen.
I think it's healthy. When you look again at the Chinese behavior that I just chronicled, they're an independent nation, and Taiwan, and I believe in the one China policy, but they are a democracy, which China is not, and I believe that a conversation with the president of a freely elected democratic Taiwan is more than appropriate.
So here's what's happened since that phone call with the Taiwanese president. When you look at the UN Security Council, China has now voted twice against the United States when it comes to Syria. In the last week, they've flown these nuclear-capable bombers over the area they claim in the South China Sea. Coincidence?
I would say not. And let's also talk about blowing up the Iran deal. There's another place where at least we can contain Iran's nuclear ambitions for 10 to 15 years, even if you don't like the deal, and I sure don't like their actions in the neighborhood. But I would say, if I were Secretary of State Tillerson, that my number one responsibility is to keep America safe and contain places that have nukes or almost have nukes and could transfer them to rogue actors who want to attack us. And if you want to start there, and I would want to start there, you can't blow up the one China policy or the Iran nuclear deal.
But is it fair to say at this point that China has been a situation where Trump seems to be getting, most people are approving of what he's done. You want to talk to Taiwan, fine. You want to question what the global aspect is. And something else that's been remarked on, China sent those nuclear-capable bombers down there. No word from Trump about it. And that's unusual, because a big fear of people, certainly on the left, was maybe he'll whip off a tweet saying, you fly a plane like that again and we're going to have trouble. And he didn't. Maybe that's a low bar, but is there some satisfaction for you in that?
Maybe is my answer. I'd have to know more about what the whole context is, and I'd have to think about it carefully, which I assume his advisors are doing. Provoking China in the wrong way is a mistake. I agree with John McCain that we should talk to anyone we want to and have a relationship with a democracy called the Republic of China, Taiwan, and talk to its leader. And I've been there myself, and the Taiwan lobby's pretty powerful in Washington. But having said that, it's a mistake to blow up the one China policy, because China says Taiwan is a core principle and it will go to war over Taiwan, and we don't start there.
Congresswoman, good to have you on. Thank you so
much.
We'll keep talking about this. We got a lot of news to get to.